So the question is, how do we get our 8-foot banners straight using a T-post and bungee cords? And that's what I'm going to show you in this video. And as an example, I'm hanging the banners for the Woodstock International Food Festival today. I have one more to hang. There's 2 here. There's one over there, I'll show you in a minute, and a place for the 4th banner. So take a look and I'll show you how to hang these so that they are straight and tight, and they also flex with the wind. Okay, so we're going over to the other side of the driveway there. We're gonna hang this banner, and it's gonna be hung with bungee cords just like these, and I will show you how this is done. Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you're hanging the banners is to put the T-posts space just slightly wider than the banners. So these are 8-foot banners, but what I actually do is lay them on the ground before I drive the T-post into the ground, and I'll put one in the center, and then I'll drive the other T-post in the ground so that there's space you can see between the edge of the banner and the T-posts, and the same thing on the other side. There's some space here. Sometimes I'll leave a little bit more than this space, but this is good enough. What you don't want to do is put the T-posts in exactly the width of the banner, because you want to leave space so that the bungee cords will pull on the banner and also have some flex. And in the wind, instead of the banner taking the brunt of the wear and tear of the wind, the bungee cords actually give it some spring action. So in a fairly brisk wind, the banners are not being torn apart. So I've learned this over the years. If we tie it tight with a string or a rope, the banners rip more easily. But these mini bungee cords are perfect for this. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I hang these banners. First, I get the top corner and I put the bungee cord hook through the grommet, and that's where we start. And then I'll wrap it around the top of the T-post twice, and then hook the other end onto it. So let me show you a close-up of that. Right here you can see that the corner of the banner is hanging from the 2 hooks of the bungee cord that's wrapped around the T-posts. I'm going to do that to the other side, so take a look. Okay, so just a side note here. Actually, this is a major point. I use the mini bungee cords. These are the best size of bungee cords. I'm not necessarily advocating this brand, but I do go to them, get them at Home Depot, because they have a container of 20. These are 10-inch long bungee cords. I call them, mini bungee cords is what they call them too. And they are 10 inches long, and I guess they stretch to 10 inches is what they do. So I'm going to hang the other corner of the Woodstock International Food Festival banner using this bungee cord, and I'm going to attach it right here to this T-post, and I'll show you. So again, what we do is hook it onto the grommet, wrap it around twice on the T-post, get it tight, and hook it right back in. And actually, I like hooking, let me do that first one so that it hooks in, so that the bungee cord is behind the corner. Anyway, you can see how that's there, and I'll show you a wide shot of this next. So here's a free tip, bonus tip. When you hang the banner on a sunny day, you can then get behind the banner and be in the shade to do the work. So it's hot out here today, especially in the sun. So now that I'm doing these bottom corners of the banner, I'm in the shade. So that's what I'm going to do, and trying to do this at a weird angle so that you can see it on camera. So again, I'll wrap it around the T-post, and this is going to make this edge nice and tight. And then these could always be adjusted. When I'm done putting all the bungee cords on, I can adjust the banner and make it straight, level, and just look really good and flat. So that's with 3 T-posts per banner, and I'll show you the end product in just a second. Okay, a little bit more info about the banner hanging. I am about to drive a third stake for the other banner into the ground, and you can see there are 3 stakes here, T-posts actually. There's a T-post here holding up one end of that banner and then one end of this banner, so I get double use out of that one. And then there's of course a T-post holding up this opposite corner of the banner. So I'm going to drive a T-post right behind this grommet and the grommet down there in the center, and then I'll attach the center to the T-post. I'll show you how we put the T-posts into the ground. Okay, so I'm back behind the sign of St. Elizabeth Orthodox Church sign, and I'm going to drive a T-post in for the Woodstock International Food Festival banner right in the center. And I just want to show you the T-posts if you're not familiar with T-posts. So a T-post is simply one of these. You've seen it. If you've never worked with it, you can see why they call it a T-post. So this is the reason why. And this is driven into the ground, and the banners are hung on the T-posts. Okay, I want to show you the T-post driver is right here. I'm going to demonstrate how this works. I need 3 hands to do it, but I think I can figure this out. I'm going to show you how this works. Everybody should know how to drive a T-post into the ground, and I'm going to show you that now. Okay, so the T-post driver is very heavy. I don't know how much this weighs, but it's like a sledgehammer in weight, heavier than a sledgehammer, the average smallish type of sledgehammer. It's pretty big, and it's empty on the inside and then closed on the other side. So basically you put the T-post in here, and then you're able to slam down on it. So I'm going to drive it into the ground. I'm going to set up my camera and demonstrate how this is done. Before I start driving into the ground, what I do is I set myself up, because this is a 6-foot, I think it's a 6-foot T-post, so hard to drive in the ground. If you had a sledgehammer, you'd need to get on top of a ladder to do it. So this T-post driver just makes it a lot easier. But the way to do it is to line up the bottom basically approximately where it will go into the ground. You can shift it around once you stand it up, and I'll show you how this is done. Okay, so the lighting isn't the best, but I think you'll get the idea of how this is driven into the ground by watching. So as you can see, I drove the T-post into the ground just about where that center grommet is on the banner, and it lines up on the bottom as well. So I'll put bungee cords here. It's not always optimal to line it up exactly in the center, aligned with the grommet, because you need the space to wrap the bungee cord and give it some tension. So just slightly off, even if it's just a little bit, that helps. And that's all you need to do, and then I'll show you when this is fully assembled. So okay, you can see I'm here out on East Cherokee Drive and Tripp Road, right at the light. Not exactly at the light, you have to do a little bit of jog if you're coming from Tripp Road, or if you're coming from the Woodstock side of East Cherokee. Just go past the light and make a left here into the driveway. And then if you're coming from East Cherokee from Hickory Flat, just turn right into the parking lot before you get to the light at Tripp Road. Just I don't know how many feet it is, 30 or 40 feet before the light, something like that, even less maybe. Anyway, the banner is hung. This is the 4th of 4 banners, and you can see it looks good. It's tight on the top. It's kind of level, it's for the most part, but 3 T-posts, mini bungee cords, and an 8-foot by 4-foot banner, and there's 2 over there. So we have 4 banners out here. So that's how we hang the Woodstock International Food Festival banners on T-posts. So now the banners are hung at St. Elizabeth Orthodox Church here on East Cherokee Drive for the Woodstock International Food Festival, which is always the second full weekend of October 14th and 15th this year. So come to our food festival, go online at woodstockinternationalfoodfestival.com. We're at the corner of East Cherokee and where Trip Road ends at the light. Our driveway is just off the light, and just follow the driveway down past this house, and then after you get past the tree line, you'll see the church there, and we've got some acreage back there where we set up tents and have the food festival.